Hey, what's up, PMPBeta? It's me, HydreigonMaster635, and I'm new, so this is the first video I tried to get uploaded to this channel, so let's hope and see if it can actually get it up. So, I'm using an OU Hail team, and he's using just a bunch of pokes that kind of look like they'll counter anything. So, this is Eric from the Smogon Wi-Fi Battle Finder, so, yeah, so. I'm just gonna lead off with my Charlie Sheen, my Raikou. Well, he leads off with a Whimsicott. I didn't really know what he was going to want to lead off with, so I just decided to lead off with my Scarfed Raikou and then just Volt Switch into the most appropriate thing. He Leech Seeds, which just is completely useless because, of course, I set up the I just Volt Switched right out. So. I'm just gonna go into my Snowbomber and set up that Hail. I thought he was gonna be a subseeding set because I saw the Leech Seed, but he pulls Charm out, and that was really weird. I thought I've never seen a little Whimsicott with Charm on it, but I guess it works in his favor now because the Ice Shard did like literally nothing. So. Now that the Hail is up, I can go into Charlie. He's gonna try to encore my Abomasnow into the Ice Shard, but it just doesn't work out because I switched out, obviously. So now that the Hail is up, I can go for a Weather Ball, which is now Ice type and base 100 power, which is really cool. I really like Weather Ball on Raikou mostly. Just because it already has a strong typing with the Thunderbolt, and it gets great Bolt Beam coverage that way. It's stronger than the HP Ice, so I'm not really doing much to this Ferrothorn, so I'm just going to switch out and into my Magmar Turd. I know he's going to set up rocks, but there's really not much I can do about it. It was going to happen eventually, and just like I'm going to scare him out with the Lava Plume, Fire Blast, whatever, and now I get my rocks up for free. So basically we trade rocks for rocks in free circumstances one way or another, and yeah, it turns out great for both of us. So now Jellicent comes in and I go back out into Raikou. In hindsight, I probably should have gone into Alakazam because it would propose almost the same amount of threat. Yes, the Shadow Ball is not stab, but Alakazam does have a lot of power. And it would still probably scare him out, and it would I wouldn't have had this annoying burn on my Raikou, which turns out to be really annoying and pretty much cuts my Raikou's survivability way down. So I'm gonna go for a Volt Switch, expecting something to come back in. I didn't know what, probably the Ferrothorn, but you know, it'd be safe to just go for a Volt Switch. And I'm just gonna go back out in the Magmar Turd again. And then expecting him to switch into something to counter this, I'm gonna double switch into my Silver, which is my Alakazam, while he switches into Latias, which is a very good thing. Now I expect Latias, you know, set up Calm Minds, which is what I'm gonna go for myself. I'm gonna set up a Calm Mind, but she actually just roars me out, which is okay, fine, I can get over it, but roars me into one of the better things that I could have gone into is my Raikou, because I do have the Ice Weather Ball. I take a lot from Hail, Burn, and Stealth Rock's damage. So now, like I said, if that Burn was not there, my Raikou's survivability would have been greatly increased. I get a crit on the Ice Weather Ball. Don't really know so much if that mattered too much. Probably did, to be honest, because Latias is pretty bulky. Anybody wants to run a calc on that, go right ahead. So, I know I can't live a switch in, so I'm just gonna stay in and just say screw it. Let's get a little bit more damage on to this Ferrothorn, and it does about a quarter like it did all the other times. So, I died to the Burn and the Hail, and yeah, so. I'm just going to go into Manny right now, my Mamoswine. Takes entry hazards, well, yeah, okay. Hit him with the Earthquake, and this is an Expert Belt Mamoswine. It works sometimes, like in this situation right here. He goes into Gyarados, thinking I'm locked into Earthquake. And I'm just going to go straight for a Stone Edge. And that brings him down really low because he Dragon Dances because he expects me to switch out. But now, because of the Intimidate, I'm not really sure too much how well this Ice Shard will do. And I go for it, and it lives with a really literal smidgen and takes me out with a Waterfall. So yeah. That kind of sucked, but the hail does take him out, so it's an eye for an eye, basically, and I can take that. So I'm just gonna go into Tikal. Didn't really know what he was gonna go into, and Tikal is pretty fast and can easily do this kind of stuff to this Jellicent, like taunt, expecting it to go for some kind of status, a burn, a toxic, as you saw there. And it will block her recover for a while, but I'm not really worried about doing damage. I'm just going to set up some spikes. So, goes for a Scald, does a good chunk. I'm kind of invested in HP, but not too much. I have max speed on this thing, which is really what I want. So, I set up my second layer. He misses a Scald thanks to my Snow Cloak, and the taunt wears off. So. I know it's basically useless to go for another taunt since he knows that I already have it. So I had Destiny Bond on this Frostlass, but I thought the third layer of spikes would have been more beneficial in the long run than just going straight for a Destiny Bond and taking this thing down. And also could have been the chance that Snow Cloak could have activated and I would have just completely fooled off that I had Destiny Bond. So I knew he still had this stupid little cotton thing, and I stupidly go for a Calm Mind, knowing it had Encore. I really have no excuse for that. It was really stupid. And yeah, it was even stupider to probably stay in here, but that's just what I ended up doing. So yeah, if I had gone for Shadow Ball, I wouldn't have had to worry about this stupid thing anymore. So, but he has to stay in or go switch out and then die again on switch in. So, so I'm just gonna go into my Magmar Turd, my Heatran, and he sets up Leech Seed on me after he taunts me on the switch, and I'm just gonna Lava Plume to take it out. So yeah. That's all there is to it. So finally the stupid little cotton thing is gone, and I'm happy because I hate those freaking things. They're really annoying. In comes Infernape and takes a lot from the entry hazards and takes me out with that close combat. So yeah, definitely good that I put in those entry hazards. So, and he pops my air balloon. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. That's really gonna affect things. So, he is a Life Orb set, which is great for me to know. So, Alakazam can come in, outspeed it, and take it out with a Psyshock. And that's pretty much the game at the moment. I have a full health Alakazam. This thing's gonna come in. It's gonna take a good chunk from the spikes, and then he's gonna hit that run button because I guess he didn't want to stick around for 3 seconds to let my Alakazam kill him. So I don't know. Well, thank you guys for watching. Thank you PMP if you do end up uploading this. And yeah, thanks. Deuces.